Hey guys, hope everyone's well and had a good week. Just got done going through this extra box of pennies that I picked up, and it seems like my assessment that I made at the end of my last video that this box was going to be a good one just based on what I could see in the face of each roll turned out to be correct, and I probably underestimated a little bit. Let me just go over the results here for you guys real quick. In total for the copper pennies, to my surprise, I found 90% to be copper Canadian pennies. And these 5 rolls here filled with the zinc pennies are the only ones that remain. So pretty unbelievable considering that last week, or the first 2 boxes that I picked up last week, were both skunked boxes. They didn't contain any copper, any nickel, and then what do you know, the very next box, 90% copper pennies. So I'm just going to weigh each container here for you guys. If I tried to weigh them all, I don't think my scale could handle it, so I'll just go one by one through the containers. So for the American pennies, it seems like we have just over 6 pounds, which I'm fairly certain we have never gotten that many American pennies in 1 week before. For the older pennies, the Canadian pennies, before 1979, seems like we're getting pretty close to 6 pounds as well. There's 5 pounds and 12 ounces. For the 1980 and 1981 Canadian pennies, this week we found 1 pound, 7.4 ounces. And then lastly, the newest Canadian pennies here that we sort, there was 3 pounds and 8.5 ounces. So well over the 10-pound mark for the week. Very excited. Now another reason that this box was so great is not only was there a bunch of copper pennies, but there were also a ton of King George and American wheat pennies. Now I'm not going to go through each one, that'd make this video pretty long, but let me just tell you there were in total 9 King George pennies, the earliest from 1940, and then the latest being from 1952. And then, even more unbelievable, 22 American wheat pennies. And I'm pretty sure that's the most wheat pennies we've ever found, not counting that one box that contained all American wheat pennies. That one stands out on its own. And the years for the American pennies range from, I believe, 1937 up to 1958. And some of them actually seem to be in pretty good quality. Others clearly weren't. I'll also just mention there were a ton of 1982 American pennies found in this box as well. I didn't bother counting them, but it seems like there's well over 50, so I'll have to make sure that I weigh those and keep the ones that we are looking for. Alright guys, so that's the results for this week. Like I said, pretty amazing. Really glad I ended up going and picking up an extra box. It seemed to turn out pretty good. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.